Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. The crypto market is moving again today. Look at this. The market cap for the entire crypto asset class is almost at $4.1 trillion. So we're hovering around all-time high territory at this point. You've got XRP, which is it's up a little bit over the last 24 hours, but less than 1%. It's not going to stay there for long. I'm going to share with you perspective from 9 different XRP chart analysts, including one who insists that we're about to see a 600% price climb to $27 for XRP. And as usual, I will note that I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do know that is not crazy. That the speculation about that is safely within the confines of reality so far as I'm concerned. Also, I've noticed 2 reputable chart analysts have stated that we are now officially in alt season. So I know that not everybody's going to agree with that, and I don't know that I necessarily do either, but you're going to see more and more analysts come to that camp. Just let a little bit more time pass, and the reason for this is pretty obvious. Even though these are reputable chart analysts, and I'm thinking of it was Crypto Insight UK and Cryptos R Us. What's the litmus test for determining whether or not we're in alt season? And it's not like there's some organization out there that gets to define specifically what the parameters of alt season are, and that's why you have people talking past one another in terms of whether or not we're actually in an alt season. But either way, if we're not there now, we're going to be soon. We are at that phase where you should expect stuff to just be randomly firing off. And in fact, I've got an example of just that today, and I'm telling you, these things almost never happen outside of this type of environment where things ultimately go completely ridiculous. This is a very exciting time to be in the crypto market, but specifically very exciting time to be an XRP holder. This thing is going to rocket. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 2:11 p.m. Central Time, which is my time zone. It is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. XRP is $3.27, and I just love to see that it's chilling above $3 without even breaking a sweat at this point. You love to see it. This is the type of price level that we in the XRP community dreamed about and believed could be possible over the last most of like half a decade, even throughout the lawsuit with the SEC. And now to see that it actually is just sitting there again, not breaking a sweat, it's a sight to behold. It's true beauty on your screen right now. You've got Ethereum at $4,725. Now, I don't care if you don't like Ethereum or if you don't hold it, that's fine. I do hold it. I'm not that excited about it, frankly. But I mean, not because I'm holding it. Like it's not like a crazy large holding for me. I've just had it since 2017. But it almost hit a new all-time high today. So the all-time high is $4,861. We got to $4,738. That's about $123 shy of the all-time high. Remember a few months ago when Ethereum was dead when it was only about $1,400? Well, that was a stupid perspective. Of course it wasn't dead, and now here we are. And Ethereum is going to blast to the upside. Do not be surprised if this thing gets close to $10,000 a cycle. I will not be surprised if that happens, and I also won't be surprised if XRP competes with Ethereum for the number 2 spot in market cap, and then you are talking about $20 XRP. It would be right up in that range. It's not a crazy thought. We'll see if it happens. I don't know, but not a crazy thought. Definitely not. And the reason that this matters, even if you don't care about Ethereum, it's because it kicks off alt season historically. You should be very excited to see Ethereum doing what it's doing. This is end of cycle type of activity for Ethereum. This is what we came here for, folks. Bitcoin. Or if you're Maxine Waters, it's Bitcom. Bitcoin performing today, $121,833, up a little over 2%. Happy to see it. It is going to go in one final parabolic rally before sputtering out. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Mustache, market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart here, and you love to see this. This is fantastic. It's more confluence, folks. Everything is unfolding in a way that you would hope and expect it to if you want alt season. And so here he wrote, wow, the monthly MACD for the Bitcoin dominance has recently made a bearish cross. In the past, this only happened in 2017 or 2020/2021 and signaled the biggest altcoin seasons to date. I think that's a really, really big signal, to be honest. And folks, I absolutely agree. So he's talking about this right here. on the MACD, and you can see you got the little red baby candle right there, but you look at where this historically goes. This chart's going back about a decade. Typically when that starts, you're going to see that trend continue. Month after month after month. These are monthly candles here. It's exactly what you want, and this happens every single cycle, and here it is, yet another indicator. And as I record, Bitcoin dominance is down to 59.56%. It's been climbing since it bottomed at some point in 2022. Looks like, I guess it was what, September? Yeah, early September 2022. I think that's where it bottomed. It's been climbing ever since, almost for 3 years. And it is donezo. It peaked around 66%, and it is falling. And it's going to look like it fell off a freaking cliff if it's not already obvious enough. It's just going to keep going there. And this is what you would want and expect. Here's another post from Mustache. He says, oh, and this is the total 2 chart, which is the entire crypto asset class. Well, technically top 125 coins by market cap, excluding Bitcoin. So everything else up there. And he says, this is probably the biggest signal you can get for altcoins. Total 2 is about to take out the highs of 2021 and at the same time break out of the pattern that has been in place for several years. 2016/2017 vibes. Yep, spot on. That's the moment in time we live in. It's going to go completely crazy. And XRP is going to be either the biggest beneficiary of this action, even if you're just considering like the large caps, or you could even say like top 100 coins by market cap. XRP will either be the biggest beneficiary of this price action or one of the best. Good times for XRP holders, and it's well deserved after what we've been through the last half a decade. Here's a post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. He says, parabolic phase to cycle top on Bitcoin is about to begin. And so he firmly believes that is what's in store, and this is what I continue to see from literally every single chart analyst that I choose to follow. Now, they disagree in terms of where the thing's going to peak. Some think it'll be closer to 130,000. Some say 150, 170, 180. But where they don't disagree is that there's going to be a final parabolic surge. And that is where we get our opportunity for life-changing wealth, not because of Bitcoin, but because of what that means for the entire market going ballistic. The altcoins, that's what actually matters here. Here's that example that I was citing at the outset of this video. It's a post from chart analyst Don. This is how I came across this, but he said, look at the crime that was committed on the OKB chart. It did 200% in 50 minutes. Alt season. Actually, so I guess if he's saying alt season, that would be a third analyst that I follow saying that we're in alt season right now. Well, I mean, this is certainly the type of behavior you expect in alt season. Look at this freaking chart. And here's a live version. It's number 40 in market cap. But look, this is a 24-hour chart, folks. It was just sideways, sideways, sideways. Rocket ship! Yeah, alt season vibes at a minimum. If it's not alt season, it's definitely alt season vibes. And this is what you expect to see. You'll see random things firing off right in the beginning stages of alt season. And it's rare to see that outside of that. I mean, I remember, I think it might have been like the summer of 2019. That definitely was definitely not a bull market. We were in the, so we bottomed at the end of 2018, but it definitely was not like some crazy bull market. I remember Chainlink rocketed, if memory serves. I'm pretty sure it was summer of 2019, just out of nowhere. But that type of stuff's rare. It almost always happens when you're in the middle of alt summer, or sometimes you can see like random coins like this firing off towards the beginning part. But this isn't all that's hitting all-time high. So again, like I just said, Ethereum is very close, but you also had Binance coin, another top coin, hit all-time high fairly recently. Obviously, XRP has already done it this cycle. I mean, this is just the time. You should expect things to just be randomly firing off, and that's basically what we're seeing right now. Fantastic news. Here's a post from chart analyst Credible Crypto. He says, still in my long on XRP, shared earlier, but we got a small dip across the board, which has sent XRP to the original long zone I had marked off earlier. For those not already in, this would be the ideal entry for a position. We are just sitting above it at the moment, but I think we probably dip into it shortly. As long as the green zone holds, we can target range high / new all-time high. Now, he posted that on the evening a couple days ago. It was August 11th here. This is just the latest that he had from XRP. So you can ignore the trading part, which is the bulk of what he stated there. But the level that he's talking about here is anywhere even close to $3. If you get the opportunity, he thinks that would be, well, just that, an opportunity if the price actually goes that low. Not that he's saying it has to happen or will happen, and we're above that at this point. But the reason I want to highlight this is because we are holding above that very safely, obviously. $3.27 as I started recording this video. Yeah, thank you. I will take that. So he says, as long as we can hold that, and we certainly are, you're going to target range highs and a new all-time high. That is coming, folks. $3.65. We coming back for you. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender. He says, XRP is ready. Here's an update on the daily chart. It is time to break $3.33, and that's a level that tons of analysts have been citing over the last couple days. So it says time to break $3.33 critical level and rise through $4.44 levels. Upcoming targets, $4.44 and $5.85. Relative strength index bullish than ever. I think he means bullish as ever. Like as bullish than ever it literally doesn't make sense. But anyway, he says, chin up XRP Army, your time is here. Enjoy the show. Oh, I'm enjoying it, folks. Absolutely. Here's a post from chart analyst Ali Martinez, and this is from this morning. It says, XRP bullish retest complete, $3.60 target back in play. So he believes that that's coming up in short order. Again, that was this morning. Here's a post from yesterday, also from Ali Martinez, and he says, multi-year triangle breakout in November 2024 put XRP bullish target at $12.60. Whew. I would call that a wild success. If that's where it peaks, I know some want higher and expect higher and would disagree. I'm entitled to my opinion just like you're entitled to yours. I think that would be a wild success. $12.60. I'm not saying it can't go higher. I acknowledge it certainly could. But that would be big. Because consider that XRP bottomed this market cycle at 28 cents. So to go from 28 cents to $12.60, that's a ridiculous multiple. I don't even know what I'd have to do the math on it. What's that, over a 30-fold increase from that to $12.60? Yeah, I'd say that's a success. To have that big of a multiple for a large cap coin is absolutely buck wild. So yeah, that would be fantastic. And I think most people would probably agree, like, yeah, that would be a win. You get some life-changing wealth there for lots of people. Here's a post from chart analyst Cryptolica, and he keeps preaching this level, and I don't blame him. He says, XRP next part is loading. Target $10. He keeps insisting we are getting to double-digit price action. Here's a post from chart analyst Bark. He's predicting, among other things, Bitcoin to $180,000 and XRP to $25, and Ethereum to $9K. So if that happens, like that would be enough money in the space where even I would be like, okay, XRP, if that happens, XRP getting even just close to $20, that could be in the cards. That would not be wild, and especially if Ethereum gets to $9,000, because again, like I keep saying, you get anywhere around there. If XRP matches ETH in market cap, which there's historic precedent for it, if it does that, yeah, you are talking about close to $20 price action for XRP. It's not crazy stuff. Look, we'll see if it happens, but it's realistic to speculate that it might. This cycle. And we're at the end of this thing, so that does mean sooner rather than later. Here's a post from Greg Crypto. He says, XRP, yet some are still bearish, laughing emoji. I know it's hard to believe, but XRP is currently consolidating on a 2-week time frame at its all-time high, and yet some folks are still feeling bearish. It's fascinating to see how market sentiment can swing your emotions and ignoring rational technical analysis. And you can see what he's targeting up here. It's $27 XRP. So that's over, from the current level, $3.27. That's just over a 600% increase. That type of thing, even from here, could happen. We're going to find out together. We'll see if it does. Nobody can know for sure, but like I keep saying, ain't crazy. Definitely ain't crazy. Here's a post from chart analyst Casey Trades. This is from yesterday. XRP pushes back above $3.21. It says, minutes after yesterday's update where I highlighted a bullish divergence forming on a small time frame, XRP unexpectedly broke down below the $3.17 support. It was disappointing to see it fail to hold, but price nicely found support at the golden retracement pocket, the .65, which in Elliott wave theory often acts as wave 2 target. In my view, this golden pocket around $3.11 was the last line of defense for bullish momentum. I had mentioned that a break below $3.10 would invalidate the bullish trend because it would push price into wave 1 territory. Fortunately, XRP respected this level and has since bounced impressively, reclaiming the major $3.21 resistance level. And of course, as you know, it's even higher than that, $3.27. So this is beautiful short-term price action. And then she says, volume is gradually building with this reclaim, which is an encouraging sign that a breakout might be imminent. A wave 2 retrace often leads to a powerful wave 3 impulse, and the support at the golden pocket suggests we could be gearing up for that next strong wave up. And folks, this is what I keep seeing from analysts. There are tons of analysts now that are all saying, yeah, it looks like we're about to go. And when this many analysts are saying something like that, they're almost always correct. And I highlighted a ton of examples in my video yesterday where I was talking about price. Just tons of analysts sharing that idea. They believe it. I will not be surprised if they're correct, and that happens in the short term. Anyway, she continues, what's even more exciting is that despite the recent volatility, the macro target zones remain valid. Extensions continue to line up near $4.60 to $4.80, with several degrees landing there. That is a very strong confluent zone. For confirmation of this new high, XRP needs to break $3.66, our previous all-time high. We still have some local resistance ahead. The .118 fib at $3.41, the previous all-time high at $3.66, and then the major target zone near $4.80. Wave 3 volume is obvious. It's not slow or hesitant, but strong and clear. This is what we'll be watching for today and in the coming days. On the downside, support currently sits at $3.21, and holding above that level will be crucial to maintaining this bullish momentum. Overall, the fact that XRP held the golden retracements and is showing volume and momentum gives me confidence that a significant breakout could be just around the corner. You'll love to see it, folks. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Galaxy. It says, XRP will surprise many, currently consolidating around a previous all-time high. Time to resume the bull run soon. So again, that is what I keep seeing from analysts here. And then there's also this from Crypto Wizard. It says XRP closed bullish, and this is as of last night he posted this. It said one more healthy bullish candle from XRP BTC is very likely, which will turn XRP more bullish as we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern on its daily chart. So as I keep insisting, XRP is not done ripping Bitcoin to shreds and making Bitcoin its little bitch. That is what's happening. It's already happened this cycle. It's just going to get more disgusting. And I love it because I despise toxic Bitcoin maximalists, and I love to see them emotionally suffer. So it's fantastic. It's good news for us all around. And here you have Bitcoin. Looks like it's breaking up further as I'm wrapping up the video here. $122,383. Not far from all-time high here. I know the all-time high here is listed as $122,688 on Live Coin Watch. That has to do with the way they calculate this data. The all-time high, I believe it's broadly considered to be just over $123,000. It just depends on where you're pulling the data from, how you calculate it. But on some exchanges, it was over 123K. So either way, though, look, I'm just saying, we're very close. Bitcoin is, Ethereum is, XRP sitting pretty, even though it's not running that much over the last 24 hours it was yesterday. Folks, this is the dream scenario. This is what you want things to look like if you want an alt season. We're basically there, okay? Either we're literally there in alt season, like some analysts say, or we're about there. It's just, this, again, it's the dream scenario, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.